It's just not something you really, entertain. You gotta do other things that you're excited about and sort of go about your own life.
I really think 2 years ago, before the day that I heard click, 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 I don't know that I ever was gonna do anything associated with New Kids again.
3 years ago, if somebody said, "Oh, you guys are gonna get back together and this is gonna happen," I would have definitely said no. Things come at you and you just gotta take what's in front of you.
Kind of went from, being a dad and, but really hands-on with my kids to flying up to New York to perform on the Today Show.
We didn't know really what was going to happen. We were flying on faith.
Nobody believed it. Nobody believed what we were doing. Nobody thought it would work, except the people involved.
No, it's cliche to say the joy is in the journey, but it really is.
So to finally be in a position where I thought of New Kids as going forward, that's awesome.
I didn't know it would turn into what it turned into.
I didn't really think we'd sell a lot of tickets, maybe a few thousand.
In some cities, we sold out, 3 nights in a row. It turned into a monster.
It's just all more cohesive now, It's not like the artist and the fan.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun when thousands of fans show up and show the world that, what we had back in the day was really special, and we're about to have an amazing year-long party.
Performing on stage is the one thing that just trumps everything.
You hear that hysteria and that adulation and that excitement. You can't totally describe it.
All the sound is just very, very intense. It's a very, very intense situation.
And, to get on that platform, for our entrance together and get in the huddle and, Danny says, "I love you," and says a few words, and then I think of a word for all of us to say, and, we put our hands in and, we all have that moment and
Slowly raising up, and as you're raising up, the crowd's just yelling more and more and more, getting louder and louder. And then you get to the top and it's just, a sea of flashbulbs going off.
Something I never experienced at any time during being in this group was just being able to look out in the audience and to see the emotion on the face of the fans and the guys in the group of how much we all have just appreciated the experience.
To actually be in an arena with 15,000 people and to actually hear the scream go from this joyous tone and the excited, curious tone to this sort of reminiscent, overwhelming sense of gratitude. It was a scream I'd never heard before.
The applause was just endless.
Be able to really feel that connection with the fans, where I didn't get to really feel it before.
I remember just the decibel level of that screaming, that 20,000 people just
I could close my eyes and relive it because I didn't want that to pass.
I'm happy that I got this second chance, and I don't take it for granted.
That's the moment, that's the energy that was with us the whole time during this reunion.
I think we made it very clear that night that, this is just, part of the journey, and the journey's not over.
It was just a different level of love from the fans.
Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody in the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate make your favorite song.
If you came in by yourself tonight, 'cause he wouldn't pick up the phone. He was supposed to bring you here tonight. Couldn't find him, so you came alone. Don't matter, 'cause you're here now. And the music you're enjoying. So for the next couple hours, baby, I'ma be your boyfriend.
Pretty mama, if you single, single. So I'm a DJ, play that single, Boston.
So you don't gotta be alone. You don't gotta be alone. So you don't gotta be alone. Oh, oh, oh. So you don't gotta be alone. You don't gotta be alone. So you don't gotta be alone. Oh, oh, oh. Hey.
Everybody in the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody in the house right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song.
He don't tell you that you're beautiful. When you tell it to you to the beat. He don't tell you that he loves you, girl. Sing it in a harmony. Let my song get you higher. We never have to come back down. And if ever you should miss me, just tell the DJ run it back now.
Pretty mama, if you single, single. So I'm a DJ, play that single, single.
So you don't gotta be alone. You don't gotta be alone. So you don't gotta be alone. Oh, oh, oh. So you don't gotta be alone. You don't gotta be alone. So you don't gotta be alone. Oh, oh, oh. Hey. Whoa, 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 ah. Whoa, 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 ah. Whoa, 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 ah. Perfect till the sun goes up. Whoa, 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 ah. Whoa, 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 ah. Woo. Perfect till the sun goes up.
Everybody in the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody in the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody in the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody in the club right now, tell my DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate man your favorite song. Single ladies, you can't go wrong. Everybody in the club right now, tell the DJ to turn it loud. Dedicate to my favorite girl, 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 my favorite girl.
No, I never thought we'd get back together. I just felt like it was too much work. I just felt like too much work to get 5 guys in the same room. Not that we couldn't make it happen, obviously we did, but it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work to come into this. And then it's got to be in the stars, and the timing's got to be right. There's so many factors that go into it.
None of this happened by accident. I mean, you put all of us together, all going through different things, all sort of wanting to do this at this similar time. There were efforts before to put us back together. There were efforts and ideas and thoughts, and different members of the group had reached out. It never felt right to me, you know, but it felt right this time. And it felt right to the other guys, all for their own reasons. And we kept pushing, and every door that was closed, we went through another one, and every one we went through, just something magical happened.
Yeah, thought of you still makes me crazy. Think about you in the summertime and all the good times we had, babe.
I knew that there was still an audience out there, and I knew that time only made that audience bigger and yearn more for the new kids. It seemed like a lot of people were asking me more so like, you guys ever gonna do a reunion? You know, and that kind of got my mind churning a little bit.
Then we
Let's see how they're.
You have to play it like this.
yes, it's a brand new day after all.
For me, if it wasn't like a natural creative thing and we weren't going to be doing it, you know, having control over everything and, you know, not letting any part of the business side of things get out of control, I would have never done it.
When it was first talked about, there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of questions in my mind. Here I'm about to commit to going into something, you know, that I had left, you know, and I think that was probably something that was on a lot of the other guys' minds. You know, you came into this and bailed before the, you know, the final curtain closed. It was a good couple weeks of talking it out with friends of mine and my brother and you know, just figuring out, you know, is this the right move to make?
As far as, you know, falling on our face or, you know, doing all this work and putting our careers on the line, I was doing it with 4 other guys I had a lot of respect for, and, you know, to me from day one when they wanted to go for it, that was enough for me. You know, I was in the foxhole with them.
We never said, what are we gonna do? Or, dude, I can't do it. No one really said that to me. I mean, I might have went to John and said, dude, are you cool? You ready for this? Put my arm around him, give him a hug and say, let's go.
It was bizarre being together again, and I was a bit uncomfortable, but that passed, you know. After every time getting back together, you start to realize everyone is a bit more mature in their lives, of course, because everyone has family, but still the same.
For whatever reason, all 5 of us guys were ready to do it and needed something, needed a change, needed this, needed that. And just so happened at the same time, all those little girls who grew up with us had been away from us for so long, they needed something.
I think we found magic. I think we found our magic. And that's the chemistry between, you know, us 5 guys and the fans. I think we did it the right way because we really put an emphasis on, you know, the heart and soul of the group, which is us 5 guys, you know, entertaining and doing music, and that's where the magic is at.
It was exciting to figure out, you know, what was going to happen. We didn't have a lot of expectations. We just wanted to do stuff that we were excited about, and it was good to be back together with the guys again.
I just think this time around I went into it with a more mature mind. I don't think any of us really put as much pressure on ourselves as what was put on us back in the day, you know, by the record company, our manager, and all that stuff.
As one of the leaders of the group, I couldn't think about certain things. I just had to say, we're doing this song, we're doing this photo shoot, we're doing this. And Jordan's with me, and Joe's with me, and Danny's with me, and John's with me, and we're all going forward, so let's just go.
Second time was a blast. Third time I fell in love. Now I hope it lasts. You got lost up, baby. Love the way you turn me on. Love the way you turn me
can't really tell you that I imagined it the way it was, because it was so much greater. Again, it's like I always said, people are gonna get tears in their eyes. But that's just what I said. You know, that's the creator in me, that's the salesman in me, that's the wishful thinker in me. I wanted them to cry, I wanted them to feel it, but it had to start from an honest place. It had to start from an inspiration. It had to start from music.
To find that magic, you have to kind of experiment. You have to go in the studio. You have to start hanging around each other again, so you can start getting a rhythm and start clicking and figure out your place in the group again.
It kind of hits you after all the talking. Now you're in the studio making music again, and it was really cool.
After the first session, I was like, we should do an album, definitely, full length, because the magic was there.
You know, we took it one song at a time. We didn't rush ourselves. We stayed open to the creative process. The lyrics are so dope. I lock them in and keep that thing and then go there. I wouldn't switch it too fast. You can hear that in the music. You know, when you do stuff, you know, creative work, you know, you try to be open, you try to be positive, you try to just be present and see what happens, and we did that.
Once we had like 5 or 6 songs recorded, it was very evident that we were going to do an album, and then not plan much after that. It was very much, let's take it one step at a time and see what happens.
When you're away from somebody for so long, you know, in any relationship, it's always an awkward first moment when you reconnect, you know. I just had to go in there knowing, like, you know, these are people I love, these are people that I know, these are people I have history with, and you know, we walked in there and you know, maybe after 5 minutes we were all right back to the way things were. So it's cool.
I think the great thing about our formula is that, you know, the 3 main vocalists, Donnie, myself, and Joe, we're different. We have different styles, different tastes, different sounds. Some people that have differences, it doesn't work. With us, it works. Joe has the big voice. If you need something to put it over the top, he comes in, you know, he takes the chorus home, stuff like that. If it's like something smooth and just you want to ride, give it to me. If it's something with like swagger, you give it to Donnie and he just kills it. So that's the great thing about our chemistry.
It was exciting to figure out, you know, what was going to happen. We didn't have a lot of expectations. We just wanted to do stuff that we were excited about, and it was good to be back together with the guys again. You know, the fact that we could get together at all for anything after what we've been through was really cool.
Hey.
On 3, Nanook. 1, 2, 3, Nanook!
first all 5 were ready and committed to do this. Now we needed a strategy. Jared had presented the idea of launching the comeback on the Today Show in a summer concert, and it was one of those things where I know everyone in the group was like, oh man, the Today Show in front of how many people? What? You know what I mean? After all these years, we're gonna do it that way. And but we all knew we gotta do it that way. Everybody knew we needed to make it big.
We announce on the Today Show, we have in 9 weeks, we're gonna get on this stage. We're gonna show you what this reunion is all about. We're gonna show you what you can expect when you buy a New Kids on the Block ticket. And the truth is, we haven't even looked at, we haven't even seen a dance studio.
Friday afternoon in Boston town, and still know my way around, and trying to find a rehearsal spot for the reunion of the Kids on the Block. First time we got together in the studio, the 5 of us, trying to put some choreography together and make a show. It was very exciting. And that first time you learn some stuff and then you run through it, a little section of summertime. I got chills.
Came time to dance and stuff like that, it hurt. There were bumps, there were bruises, but for me personally, I was more focused on keeping everybody thinking of preparation. The only way we can do this is with preparation. The only way we can, be our best is to prepare. If you get on stage on the Today Show and you're nervous because you don't know which way you're supposed to turn, that's when problems are going to happen.
First time back in the dance studio with the New Kids, it was kind of like we had to walk before we could, run. We had to crawl before we could walk, and we were crawling at first.
Getting back into performance shape, we'll say, was a process.
I did not dance in the longest time, and it's funny because every time, when I go to nightclubs and stuff with my friends, I'm always the one standing at the wall, just watching everybody. My friends are always like, come on and dance. We know you can dance. And I'm like, no.
And boom, and boom, and hey, 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 and boom, and boom, and hey, 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 and... So John, open up a little bit more there. And if you see yourself caught in the back there, I'll tell you how to fix it.
The dancing element is one of the reasons that I really just believe that there was some hand just sort of guiding us through this thing, because to find Kevin Maher and Sonny Walters was just unbelievable. Finding them, first of all, it was an accident. Like so many other things, we're looking this way and the guy we wanted to hire couldn't do it. He had other things to do. And he sent his understudy, and little did anyone know his understudy was the greatest person in the world to work with us. He knew how to play to each of our strengths and work, in a way that was just right. He was cool enough and hip enough and contemporary enough. He was just a perfect complement to us. And Sonny was like our guardian angel, the whole time.
She's got the perfect name. I don't know what came first, her name or her personality. She's, beautiful inside and out, and really had a lot of patience with all of us. I mean, she's dealing with 5 different guys, 5 different speeds, 5 different personalities and attitudes, and she did a great job.
That was tough. I mean, I think the rehearsal time, for me, a lot of times I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Did I make the right choice?
So all those thoughts were going through our heads. Plus, I wasn't really in shape at all. And it takes a while to get in shape, and it takes a while to get your dancing feet back. Even if you can dance, it takes a while to get that back. We're working it out. We still got it. I gotta tell you.
Sleepless night after sleepless night, rehearsal after rehearsal, all of the time, all the focus, all the energy, the commitment.
A little unseasoned, but that'll come back very quickly. but it's right now my hurts.
I know Jordan was on some crazy diet where he was eating like 1,400 calories a day, and he dropped like all this weight like so fast.
He got up on stage in rehearsal in Toronto, you know, a couple days before the show, and you know, did the whole thing with the shirt flying open and the fan, and I looked up and I could have been looking at him, you know, 20 years ago. It was like deja vu.
My mom actually came by the studio and watched our run through, and she was just like, wow, you guys are gonna put on a great show.
With any project, you know, you got the grind and you got to do, and then will slowly turn the corner, and then you're like, okay, you know, this is good, everything's working out, and you know, as the creative process goes along, it becomes more and more rewarding and exciting, and in turn just helps motivate you more to you know, to keep going.
Giving myself goosebumps because I actually getting it.
Cause I already got a lady. Wasn't trying to be flirty, wasn't feeling dirty, till the shorty started grinding on me. With a itty bitty waist and a pretty pretty face, and the leanest, meanest, baddest body. Didn't have no time to wait, she was looking for a taste, yeah, but she was wanting me to party. Ooh, it's so crazy. She's like, baby, I'm like Swayze. Me say, ooh, and I'm burning up, so let's turn it up. You say, turn it up now.
Sexy eyes, and them big old eyes. It's getting hotter than a block up in the summertime. Ooh, it's so crazy. She's like, baby, I'm like Swayze. We say, ooh, and I'm burning up, so let's turn it up. I say, turn it up now. She's got a dirty dancer on me. She's got a dirty dancer on me. She's got a dirty dancer on me. She's like, baby, I'm like Swayze. Me say, ooh, and I'm burning up, so let's turn it up. I say, turn it up now. Oh yeah, yeah. She's got a dirty dancing on me. She's got a dirty dancing on me. She's got a dirty dancing on me. She's got a dirty
We're in New York, and tomorrow's the big show, and it's drizzling, it's raining, the forecast is rain. There's people down there camping out, but we don't know. We don't know how it's going to turn out, really, and we've done all this preparation, all this work, you know.
You know, I know that night I did not sleep. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know if there was going to be 200 people there was going to be, 5,000 people there. Before the night we even arrived, we were getting phone calls from our publicists and from the Today Show telling us that there was kids camping out on the streets waiting to get in line so they could be, the first ones in and be the first ones up to the stage. I think that's when I was like, okay, we got something here, Yeah. If somebody's gonna sleep on a rat-infested street in New York City to come see us, then I think we're heading in the right direction.
It brings you back to being a child again, and you get excited, and you're
dancing,
just pumped, and you're teeny bopper all again, and it's fantastic.
It's a good time.
Rain was always a factor in our comeback. Of course, the story was, thousands of fans show up in the rain. You add in the rain to any, comeback, a phenomenon, it just, that was in the rain? They came in the rain?
Wow, they're braving the elements.
Got the goosebumps, got the goosebumps.
I mean, we were busting our asses in rehearsal. Never mind the fact that we're going to do it in front of 20,000 people right there in New York streets, and then however many million watching at home and on YouTube and whatever. I mean, I was like, I spent that whole morning on stage like, what can we do to dry the stage?
We had a little huddle, down in the dressing room and before we went on. Just no one fall, just everyone, kind of place your feet as you're doing the dance moves. Because it was that slippery. I mean, it was no joke. It was, and not like it's treacherous or anything like that, but just you don't want to fall on TV. You don't want to fall during a show.
And I think it was actually brought a buoyancy to the day and the performance, and isn't this fun? It was like singing in the rain, it was just fun.
And the beauty of it is, the moment you know that all the preparation worked, it's not that no one fell, it's not that the crowd was cheering, it's that like Jordan is running down the catwalk and slides across the stage. It's like, he's here, he got it, he still got it. He's confident enough, he's free enough, he's prepared enough that he can have fun in this moment that could have ruined us.
And that's something I would never do that. And something jumped into my body and possessed me to to make the eagle thrust a slippy slide.
It worked great. Now, again, who knew that so many fans would come? It was cold, it was nasty, it was awful, it was a mess. Why anybody would step outside on a day like that, I have no clue. And after all those years, there were our fans.
To stand up on that platform and look like 2 blocks down, and there's, they're filled, with people. That's an amazing thing to behold and to be a part of.
I remember the sound guys and different people at the Today Show very grudgingly saying, you guys might have beat Bruce Springsteen for the biggest crowd ever on the Today Show. Like, those are New Yorkers and New Jersey guys and Philly guys telling us that. And Bruce Springsteen's a Jersey guy. That was a tough pill for them to swallow.
Groups always say they got the best fans and all that stuff, but I know we really do, because being gone for 15 years and for them to come back like that, they're the best.
Just thinking about touring again and looking forward to the fall and putting on a huge fall arena tour, in North America. It was just, that doesn't happen a lot, and that's a really great, cool, special experience.
Anybody mind if I kick this one off?
Nope.
All right. I'm not going to speak to the Lord directly because I know He watches over all of us at all times. That goes without saying. So for that, thanks and blessings, appreciation.
we do a little prayer with the whole crew, everybody who's going to be on stage, and everybody in the immediate crew. We all hold hands in a circle and say a prayer. And I think it's a really good ritual to do, so we can all kind of regroup and get our motivation right and get our minds, all on one track.
This is it.
Swagger, kid.
15 years.
How about
in the making? There's not much more to say. Make sure your fly zipped up.
Yo,
All last checks.
like it's your first, like it's your last, no matter what. Kick some.
Even if you're scared on the first day of school, there's no more first days of school after the first one. You can never duplicate that adrenaline rush, that anxiety. You can't do it. Somehow, in Toronto that night, it was there.
That weekend in Toronto was just really special. I mean, it felt like Christmas.
Being so close to the process of putting like the opening video sequence together, and the decisions, the choices, the time, the energy, being so close to it, and then hearing the reaction of the crowd, which I had imagined, just felt so good.
You know that we sang this next song 20 long years ago? 20 long years. And as this particular tour is winding down, we just want to thank all of you for all the love over all the years. Thank you so much. This one is for y'all.
I'm not that kind of guy who can take a broken heart, so don't ever leave. I don't want to see us part. The very thought of losing you means that everything will go down under. I'll be loving you forever, just as long as you want me to be.
Now let me hear you say,
All this love's for you and me. I'll be loving you. I'll be loving you. Loving you. The things you do.
yeah, it's forever.
I'll
We are in London at the Apollo and we're getting steamed up for New Kids on the Block.
London was great. I mean, London was a huge part of our history the first time around. And when we went to London 20 years ago, it was madness. I mean, we knew our fans in America were very excitable, but there was this rabid energy about the English fans.
We couldn't go a foot outside the hotel in London. It was mass hysteria constantly when we were young. And now, I had worked there as an adult, you know, and I walked the streets every day. I was I was never recognized. No one ever stopped me. No one ever asked for an autograph. People didn't know I was there.
After 17 years playing in London for the first time at the O2 Arena, New Kids, this is crazy.
Wait a minute, we sold out Odyssey.
What?
Crazy, right? Oh, it's gonna be crazy tonight.
Mayhem, kid.
It's gonna be dope, kid.
Let's get this catering, because we're gonna need it.
We are at the O2 Arena to see New Kids on the Block. Yay!
If I took time to think about it, I probably would never have imagined that it was possible that it could be hysteria again.
London to us kind of signified, you know, us going back to Europe, us, you know, going international. It was like we were meeting all our fans in London, basically.
We come from Denmark and we traveled all the way here to see it, and it was so fantastic.
We did the O2, it was cool, but everybody seemed just so far away, it seemed too big. When we got to the Hammersmith, it was like everybody was right in our face, you know, we could smell the audience.
As triumphant as it was for us to play the O2, somehow it's that connection with the fans at the Hammersmith Apollo the very next night, which is really the real special thing. It's special, it's amazing, it's wonderful that we sold out the O2 Arena. It's a crowning achievement, but the real love is sort of like the next night, you know, because the intimacy.
We were kind of walking around before the show, the Hammersmith show, just, you know, going to catering, eating, hanging out. And we had this small little dressing room. You know, there's this close connection between us, but in that setting, it's even closer. Like, we're in this little dressing room, joking around, messing around. And there was kind of a sense of just feeling this freedom that carried on to the stage. And the crowd had the same feeling, like they were there just to party.
It was nuts. It was crazy. They just like couldn't get enough of us, and we couldn't get enough of them. And it was sort of like Of course, it was a pop show, but it just felt like rock and roll. You know, it was dirty and sweaty and sexy and like just tons of raw energy.
We were just feeding off the audience, and we kind of just let loose. Me, Donnie, and John did a couple shots of whiskey in the dressing room in the middle of the show. So I think that helped a little bit, especially I think it helped John the most.
You know, Mr. Shy Guy pulls his pants down. The fans that were there were able to take that in. Was pretty cool, I guess. Worth the price of admission.
You give me 20 Hammersmith Apollos for a year for the rest of my life, I'll be up there when I'm 90 doing it. It was that intimate, that special. To me, it was like just a doorway into the future. It's a magical night, but I knew. That night, I knew if we can do this place in places like this, it may just actually get better.
my goodness, yes. The vocal warm-ups. It's a necessity, but it's also the most irritating time.
Oh, where's the Advil?
They gotta sing good. Danny used to roll his eyes. John would be out smoking a cigarette or hiding out somewhere, so it was mostly me stuck in the middle of the two of them. And I found it quite entertaining, to be honest with you.
I completely understand that they gotta warm up, you know? They gotta do their thing and warm up. But
Danny's definitely the most perturbed by it. I mean, from day one, he's like, you know, what the...
Joe has a big mouth, like he's loud. We would have quiet rooms where that's where the vocal warming up would have to be. And somehow Jordan and Joe would find their ways just to do it in the dressing room.
Danny's very forthcoming. He tells you how he feels. So, but it was my rituals. It was important to me, and got to get ready for the show. Jordan's much more bold, which is cool because when you're making funny noises like that, you feel a little self-conscious. But Jordan don't care at all. Like he'll be in the middle of the dressing room on the piano, like, hey, you know, he'd be like, ah.
One of Jordan's would be, he'd play single. So you don't gotta be alone. So you don't gotta be alone. Over, just that one part, over and over.
Hey, hey. Joe was a little more nasally.
Nay, 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 nay. Yeah, there's nay-nays, there's, you know, there's a
Literally, I would walk in and walk out. That was it, man. I did not want to hear that.
Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay.
It wasn't pretty. Dude. I can't even explain to you, like, the amount of times there was a quiet room and the amount of times Joe was doing his thing and, like, never just said, oh, quiet room. We're in this big giant arena, quiet room. Man, that's what the quiet room's for. Go be loud in the quiet room, man. Away from me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. A little bit of hard work. A little bit of risk taking. A lot of loyal fans.
It's like somehow we make everything okay for them, and somehow they make everything okay for us.
just going about their life, and all of a sudden they hear we're back together, and it just kind of flipped the switch in them, and it really ignited a fire. You know, it ignited a fire in us and in them. It was just the ball started rolling.
We always refer to the fans as the sixth member of the group. I mean, there just would not be any reunion. There wouldn't be, you know, 3 legs of the tour, a great album. There wouldn't be any of that without them.
We have true dedicated fans. You know, obviously they waited 15, 20 years for us to come back.
New Kids Reunion's important to me because they made my childhood.
When I was 6 years old, that was all I knew. Like, they were awesome. We've been waiting for 17 years for them. We're so happy that they're back.
Our fans were at a time in their lives where they were ready and excited to embrace this again. You know, they were just ready to have a good time, and that's, timing is everything, and it was definitely the right time.
So many times a fan has said, "You made my day. I was having a bad day, or I was down," and whatever. I get the same thing from the fans.
Oh my God, I love you guys. I'm so glad that you guys came back together. Oh my God.
go to meet and greet. I'm in a bad mood. I'm tired. I'm worn out. Go to meet and greet, and they just pick me up.
It's a fierce duo.
This is good stuff.
Oh my God, this is happening.
I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate how much you love your fans. You are always so
Dave, can we
nice.
find a
Thank you.
ticket for this
I
young
wish
man?
I could give you a hug and kiss because you are so great. I wish I could just say, what does that say?
Where are you?
This one. That one. Hang out with you.
I wish I could just hang out with you for a day.
Oh.
For them, it's like such a high moment. It's such a profound moment, and I get that from them. I get it, you know, and I respect that, and I appreciate that, and I'm humbled and flattered by that every single day. You have no idea, Don. You have no idea. Thank you so much for doing this again. Thank you so much, guys. It's like...
Thanks for coming
Thank you for coming back.
The first thing with the fans is most of them are women. You know, I don't know, 90-something% of them are women.
I think the fans will always be there as long as we stay intact, as long as we don't forget that, you know, it's about us 5 guys. Each member makes a difference. Each member counts. Even if we have differences, it's our differences that make us strong. As long as we know that and cherish each other and respect each other, I think the fans will be there.
We have, you know, reignited our relationship with our fans. And they're our friends, you know, they're our supporters. They're our family. And we're doing something that, you know, can last a lifetime.
I mean, I got my family and my fans. It's like they are that special. They're that powerful. You know, I got my girl. I got other things too, but you know, it's like that.
Definitely always would tell us that, you know, they feel like they're 15 again, or, you know, whatever age they were the first time we came around.
The new kids are just awesome. It brings me back to a special time in my life. I think I was about 11 years old when I first started listening to them, and they really got me through a lot of hard times. So listening to them again, it brings me back to that place, makes me feel special, makes me feel sexy.
Ah, man, we owe so much to them. Some of the greatest moments of our life, man. Some of the greatest moments of my life. With thousands of strangers who now are like friends and family to me. They've inspired me to give more than I thought I could.
We were on the road for a long time, and when you're on the road for a long time, you get to a point where you're like, okay, it's time to end and go home.
You know, I think like hearing his memories and his recollections of the old days, you know, I just don't think he had that great of a time. I don't want to speak for him, but I really was hopeful that he would have fun, that it would matter to him, that it would be something significant in his life and not just like, yeah, I'll go and whatever, make some money and go buy a house and some apartments. Like, I really wanted him to get something out of it. There were different moments along the way when I knew that that was happening, but I think Houston was the crowning moment.
I really thought that the last night I was gonna just keep it all together and it would just be a regular show. And you know, halfway through the show, it just all the emotions and everything of the year came back. It just became very emotional for all of us.
To see a friend, to see someone I care about, to see someone who I want to succeed, who I want to be happy, who I want to believe in himself, to see him have that moment, it was cool. I'm very, very proud of him, and I'm very grateful for the the bond that we have now. I never thought he would ever be happy to be on stage.
Yeah, that night in Houston was definitely one of those nights where the emotions just came flowing, and, you know, it brought 5 grown men to tears.
Nobody liked the cruise the first time. Nobody in this group can tell you they loved the first cruise 20 years ago. Everyone said, yeah, let's do the cruise. What's it gonna be like? I don't know. You get seasick? Yep. How you not gonna get seasick? I don't know. Figure it out. Nobody really knew what was gonna happen till we got there. And the beauty of being an adult is you kind of don't worry about it. You just get ready. And the cruise was just another one of those times where suddenly we're there. And it's almost like, are we really here? Yeah, we're here. And is it really this much fun?
New kids, 5 guys on a cruise ship with 2,000 women, fans. That's, I mean, the stuff that was going through people's minds must have been crazy. It must have been straight out of Caligula or something like that.
We walked out on the Lido deck, and we all knew it was going to be a blast. There was just like one big party in broad daylight, girls in bikinis and dancing and drinking, and just so excited to be, you know, right there that close to us and having a party, you know, just one big party. And the cruise ended up being a blast. You know, I'm to the point now where I'm telling my single guy friends, you know, don't miss it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah!
There were really some special moments on that boat. You know, silly games, game shows.
You don't beat me, I beat you.
Screaming and yelling, you know, kind of letting it all out.
It was a loving atmosphere, you know, and to be around all that female energy and to see them like just loving life and letting their hair down out in the middle of the ocean.
We walked freely all over that boat and you know, didn't get, you know, we weren't mobbed and stifled. I mean, it was just a, you know, it was us and a whole bunch of people on the boat having a really good time.
They had a door contest where all the fans could, you know, do whatever they want with the door. Sort of what they used to do to their bedrooms as kids, they did to the doors of their cabin on the boat. You know, there'd be pictures and all kinds of ideas. I mean, our fans are really creative and have, you know, great sense of humor, and I don't know who won, but there were a lot of them. And we didn't know that was going on.
Ours also plays music.
The first or second day of the cruise, Donnie came knocking on my door and was like, yo, let's go, you know, start knocking on people's doors.
That's what the cruise is all about, close encounters.
I like
you 69?
Hello.
Hi! Hi! Do one more just for fun.
Folks,
What's going on?
it looks like we've stumbled upon someone who stayed up late last night.
How are you? Hey, I'm Erin, by the way.
Hi, Erin?
Erin.
Erin, E-R-I-N.
E-R-I-N.
Get over here, girl. Come sit down.
We've heard
some rumbling.
And we started walking down the hallways, and the girls just took it upon themselves to decorate their doors with old pictures, new pictures, all kinds of stuff. I mean, they are very creative with the signs, the gifts.
I'm a Danny girl. Oh my God.
Danny's the king of the boat today,
Can I
man.
have a hug?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
We love you for being here.
Thank you. We appreciate
We
it.
man our best, okay?
I will.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you tonight.
The highlight of the cruise for me was me and Donnie up on the Lido deck. We did a show that evening, but then me and Donnie did pretty much did another show on the deck. We turned on the album and just, you know, sang along with all the fans, and they loved it. The fans loved it. We had a great time. We had everybody singing.
If that ship would have turned into the Titanic right there, I'd have been okay. I'd have been okay. I'd have been the cello player in the Titanic. I'd have just kept playing till the boat went down.
We just kept it going. You know, there was after parties and after parties, and I tried to get some sleep. I know some of the guys were up there watching the sun come up, and you know, certainly Donnie knows how to run an after party and play some music and get the crowd going.
And honestly, it's been a highlight of what we've done, because just thinking that it could have been a disaster and it turning out to be something so amazing, and you know, we're doing it again next year.
I can't wait to the next one.
Turned out being, you know, one of the best things we've ever done, and you know, that's why we decided to do another one, and who knows, maybe we'll do one every year now.
If you weren't on the cruise, I'm real sorry. You'll get a little glimpse into what it was like, but I'm sorry.
Maybe 3 weeks ago, I was going through YouTube, and some girl kind of did like a little synopsis of everything that happened over the past year. You know, it was cool to see, because I think some things in life happen so fast. You know, you just get caught up in the day-to-day that you forget, like, you know, where we were a week ago and where we're going next week. For me, it's always good to be able to watch something and kind of be able to put everything in perspective.
I would say in '94 when we broke up, it wasn't like I was missing anybody. You know, it was time to go our separate ways. And this time around, you know, the second I got home, I was missing everybody.
It's too powerful. It's too magical. You know, it's too special. The bond, the connection, the magic, the infusion of spirit and energy, and the way we work together. It's just too perfect to have been an accident. You know, and most of this whole journey has been that.
I'm just really appreciative. I'm very, you know, happy that we got this second chance. I'm happy that I got this second chance, and I don't take it for granted.
As long as we go with the flow, the new kids and the fans, and keep it exciting, keep each other happy, keep it fresh, you know, there's no limit to what we can do.
It's unbelievable. How many chances in life does someone get to do that? To get to go back and do it over again.
2 years into it now, it was the best decision I ever made. I had a blast this time.
It's up to us to nurture what we have. I think there's a world of possibilities.
The future for the new kids, I think, is definitely up to the fans. We've left it up to them all along the way how far this journey's gonna go. We're gonna follow their lead, and if they want to see another tour, they'll get another tour. If they want another album, they'll get another album. We're gonna basically feed off of what they want.
I definitely look forward to whatever's around the corner. I don't know exactly what that's going to be, but whatever it is, I know it's going to be something that we believe in, that we're excited about, that we're passionate about, that we care about, and that we're going to put 110% into.
Good stuff, folks. Good stuff.
And most people at age 37, 38 would look back and say, man, if I could go to college again and do it again, I'd be so much better. Oh, if I could play in the major leagues again, like when I was 21. Here we are doing it. We're doing it again. It's unbelievable, man. It's just fun. Fun, challenging, exciting, but it's like we weren't as fast and nimble as we were, but we did it better. We did it better.
too long without you, trying to leave it all behind. But every moment I dream about you, I lose my mind, my love. I don't wanna face another morning. I can make it through another night. If I could only find a way to get back to you, I know that I could make it right. I'm coming home. Girl, I feel so lost without you. I'm coming home. 'Cause I don't know how to deal without you. I would walk for miles, swim the deepest seas till I get there, right where I need to be. I'm coming home. So tell me, how's life been without me? And do I ever cross your mind? I promise you never have to doubt me. No, not this time, my love. No, I don't wanna face another morning. I can make it through another night. If I could only find a way to get back to you, I know that I can make it right, right, right. Girl, I feel so lost. Girl, I'm lost without you. Ooh, 'cause I don't know how to deal without you. I would walk for miles, swim the deepest seas till I get there, right where I need to be. I'm coming baby, please don't, 'cause it won't be long. Promise that I'm coming. I'm coming home. Baby, please don't, 'cause it won't be long. Promise that I'm coming. I'm coming.
Unlock the door, girl, and leave a light on. I wanna get a love on, don't wanna get a fight on. This day, all I wanna do is promise to honor you. I know I said it last time, but this time I'm gonna do anything I can to show you my love. Anything I can't do, I'll damn sure try, love. Don't wanna blame you, shame you, tame you. Girl, my only aim is to re-last name you. If I hadn't lost you, I never might have known. If it hadn't cost me, I never might have grown. I don't wanna ever spend another night alone.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Walk for miles, swim the deepest seas till I get there, right where I need to be. I'm coming. I'm coming. I don't know how to deal without you. I'm coming. Baby, please hold on, 'cause it won't be long. Promise that I'm coming.